Hi everyone, and welcome to Talk to the Expert at propertygenie.co.nz. Today we have with us Lisa Dutson from I Find Property. Lisa is a co-owner with buyer's agents with I Find Property. Lisa, we would like you to advise us about the criteria for investors who wants to borrow money and buy an apartment investment in the Auckland market.
Yes, thanks, Adele. I mean, borrowing to buy an apartment is not maybe as straightforward as borrowing money to buy a normal house, and it probably depends on a couple of criteria. The first thing is its size. So particularly in the last couple of years, the banks kind of said, well, you know, if it's a small apartment and it's usually they've got an issue under 40 square metres, then they may only lend you 50%. And then, you know, last year they started getting a little bit easier on that, and ASB, for instance, were very good in pretty much treating apartments like they were treating any other home and lending 80%. But generally speaking, the size of the apartment is more the issue. So because the banks have these sort of standard sizes that they apply to apartments. So over 40 square metres is easy. Under 40 square metres becomes a little bit tougher. The challenge is that usually the apartments under 40 square metres have the higher net yields. The second component comes down to the strength of the borrower and the personal financial position of the person wanting to buy an apartment. So if your financial position is stronger, then the size will matter less and it'll make it easier for you to borrow. It doesn't seem to be a sort of rule of thumb there. The third thing is the bank. So some banks really like apartments, some banks, don't. So that's where the value of using a mortgage broker can really come into play, because they kind of know, how the different banks are dealing with apartments at that particular time. And the fourth one is the day of the week. And I'm being a little bit flippant by saying that, but I make that comment because the banks are often changing their policies, and you just don't quite know what bank is what they're going to do at a particular time. And I had a situation myself personally where we had all pre-approval ready to go and buy an apartment. I was going to put a tender document in, and they said yes in principle, we're all okay. And then about 40 minutes before I'm going to put the tender documents in, I get a call from the bank saying, oh no, the banks just changed their policies and they won't lend on any apartments under 40 square metres, regardless of anything. So, and that just happened literally overnight. They must have done some analysis and said that they've got enough apartments in this size, and someone in credit made a decision. So, it is very subjective. So the best advice that I can give you is to go and talk to your banker or your mortgage broker and get a sense of what your own personal borrowing position is in regards to apartments before you look at them, rather than just saying, it's hard to lend on apartments. It very much depends on your own personal circumstances.
Great. There are great cash flow and apartment opportunities at the moment in Auckland. So put your ducks in a row. Go and meet up with your bank or your mortgage broker. Then contact Lisa and the team so you can pick up some of those opportunities. Thank you, Lisa. That was very good. Thank you very much.